Miracles come while we in the fight. Don't give up and hold him tight. You will have a visible battle scar, but never forget who you are and fight, fight, fight.
Hello, and welcome to Embracing the Fight. I am Erica Lamar, your digital creator and host. Why did I create Embracing the Fight? I wanted to help normalize the conversation surrounding physical and mental health issues and concerns. Because let's face it, like I say every week, no one wants to appear weak or that they're different from anyone else. They just kind of want to fit in. But all the while they're dying on the inside, and that's not what we want. If you see all these different things that are happening in the world, it's because these people are self-imploding and they have no way, or they feel like they have no way out or nothing to look forward to. So with this podcast, I'm hoping to shed light. I am hoping to allow people to feel like it's okay to talk about the things that they're going through. And if you can't talk about those things out loud, pray about it. Talk to God. God will always hear you. He'll always listen to your prayers. But if you need to speak it out loud, know that it's okay. Because there's someone out there that could be suffering with whatever you're suffering with, and they're making it through. And you can too. So for the past few weeks, I've talked about my journey with thyroid cancer. However, I am still waiting because I have a couple more weeks to go before I actually go back to have the lab work done to see how effective the levothyroxine is, and that is the thyroid hormone replacement. And if it's working effectively, then there may or may not be anything that they have to do. And also, they have to determine whether or not there were any tumor markers that were found. And if there were, then I will need to do radioactive iodine. And that will kill the remainder of what was left behind after surgery. However, on last week, I introduced you all to my weight loss journey because I said I wanted to be held accountable. And boy, am I being held accountable. So I've been going to a women's boot camp, and it's called Women's Empowerment Bootcamp of Wesley Chapel. And Crystal Cox is absolutely amazing. She pushes you to your limits, but she makes sure that you're not, hurting yourself in the process. She demonstrates all the exercises. She has amazing music. Her spirit is absolutely lovely. And I would say to anyone who's in this area, I think she also has them in Lutz, Land O'Lakes, a lot of different areas in Florida, but check her out on Facebook. Again, her name is Crystal Cox, and it's the Women's Empowerment Boot Camp. And I'm the one in Wesley Chapel. And like I said, it has been absolutely amazing. And then when I get home, if that's not enough torture, I say that because at the end of the class on Tuesday, she had us to do, a sprint relay. And it's like, wait a minute, sprint and relay together in one sentence? That means we doing this as a team. But to make it even more challenging, she played this song, Lil Jon, Turn Down for What? And every time, if you're sprinting in this relay, every time you hear, turn down for what, you had to drop and do a burpee. So the idea was to sprint down as fast as you could and come back so you wouldn't have to do a burpee. Well, I made it, like maybe 3 times where I didn't have to do a burpee. But that last time I had to do 2 or 3 because, my little feet and legs were like, wait a minute, we didn't sign up for this. But it was, near the end of the relay, and we had an amazing time. And there's so many, different women there, and they are just amazing spirits, and they encourage us. They encourage each other. And you hear people cheering for folks when you see that they're struggling, or if there's someone that looks like they're not feeling well, people are still encouraging and saying, you know, don't be down on yourself. You know, this is just your body's response, you know, to you doing something different. You have to give yourself time, give yourself some grace. So I absolutely love, you know, that boot camp. So with that being said, I know that doing this boot camp, you know, is helping me. It's helping to hold me accountable, because I found that when I am in a group of people or I'm working with someone, then I do much better when it comes to exercise. I know I was a former athlete, but once you get past 40, you know, speaking for me now, that kind of goes out the window just a little bit, because you're like, you know, not out here racing any kids, or I'm playing tennis and I'm not playing softball, I'm not playing volleyball, all the stuff that I love, but I would love to join a softball team. I'm thinking about finding one, but please don't put me in the outfield, put me on the base. I can catch really well, but running those balls down, I'm not too sure about that. At least not at this point. But the goal is to get back to a point where I feel comfortable running and I feel comfortable jumping. And when my flexibility improves, I will go out and I'll play softball, and you can put me in the outfield because I can catch. So, hey, put me out there, coach. But I'm saying all that to say this. With this accountability thing that I told everyone, I said, please, you know, reach out to me and please make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to. So I've been getting emails and text messages and calls from all my friends, because they're watching and they're saying, oh yeah, did you work out today? Or what did you eat today? Are you keeping a journal, you know, of what you're eating? What exactly are you doing to stay on track? Well, one other thing that I do, because I'm horrible, like I said, at being consistent when it comes to journaling, writing things down. So what I do every morning is I get up and I pray. And after I pray, I say some form of an affirmation of what I want when it comes to my health goals. For instance, when I got up this morning, and, you know, thank God for waking me up, for keeping me safely through the night, for watching over my family, for watching over my friends, praying for my pastor, his wife, and all the people that I work with, because the job that I work at is very dangerous. And there's always an opportunity for something to happen. But I ask the Lord, you know, to watch over us and to keep us safe. And while I'm doing all that, I'm thinking, I said, okay, what is going to be my affirmation? You know, once my prayer is over, because, you know, of course you pray for the world, you pray, you know, for all these different things, and you want everything to go right. But then it's like, what is it that I want to affirm to myself? So I got in the mirror and I looked at myself and I smiled and I said, after boot camp and after the solo workout, don't give up. Regardless of how you feel, don't give up. Sure, your mind might say that the struggle is real. Don't give up. That was my affirmation for today, because I'm not even going to lie to you. I get up every morning at 3 a.m. to prepare to go to work. I have to be to work at 5. Once I get off work, it's around, you know, 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I get home and I say, okay, I have to eat something healthy. But then my mind says, wait, it's better to do exercise when your body's in a fasting state. So I go ahead and get my exercise in. And then after I exercise, you know, I shower up and I try to eat something. But then it's like, okay, I did good. Can I have ice cream? No, you cannot have an ice cream. Okay. I did good. Can I have, you know, something with some carbs in it? No, not before you go to sleep. It's more of vegetables and protein. And it's not a whole lot of it. It's just enough to make my stomach stop talking to me, because it can get a little rowdy during these workouts, but it's working very, very well for me. So after doing 1 week of exercise where I was doing, 2 a days instead of just the boot camp by itself, I've lost 1.5 inches off my waist. I know I'm not supposed to be looking and checking, but I can't help myself because I felt really good about, all the energy that I have and how I feel, during the day. Because my guys will tell you at work, I used to come in and go straight to the coffee pot. Of course, I make coffee, for the crew, but I wasn't drinking it always. But some days I would come in and I might drink 2 cups because I had no energy. Now, sometimes I forget to even drink the coffee because my body feels great. I have lots of energy. So that is one of the things that I look forward to. So when I say my affirmation on tomorrow, it's going to be, you feel great. You have lots of energy. Keep striving for more. Keep pushing. Don't give up. Don't give up. And if you feel tired, give yourself some grace. Because that's one thing that I tend to struggle with in lots of areas in my life. I don't give myself grace. It's very hard for me to truly forgive myself. I find myself thinking about things that I've done years ago that I haven't forgiven myself for. When at the same time, when people do me wrong, I forgive them instantly and keep moving because I can't hold that kind of stuff in my heart, against them and expect, God to forgive me. But then I will mull over and think of something that I've done years ago. And I know that I am supposed to give those things over to God, ask for forgiveness and forget all about it. But I struggle with that. And the struggle is real. There's so many different things that we struggle with on a daily basis. I mean, you struggle with weight loss. I struggle with what I eat. I struggle with what I watch. I'm not much of a TV person, but sometimes I watch things that are not good, for my spirit, but I watch it because it's entertainment. But at the same time, I have to tell myself, if I want to be set apart, if I want to be better, then I have to remove those things, from my life. I can't continue to bring that sort of thing into my life and expect goodness, mercy to continue to follow me. Now, I know God is a forgiving and loving God, and, he can wash me whiter than snow, but I can't keep going to do the same things and expect him to keep going behind me, to clean it up. You're supposed to repent and go forward, not repent and go back and do it again and do it again and do it again and keep asking for forgiveness. It's supposed to be one of those one and done things. I know we all struggle with something, but whatever it is, take a moment to say, you know what, the struggle may be real, but I have to take the steps, set some goals, and move towards something different and not toward the thing that's holding me back. So when I think about my weight loss journey, I have to think about all the things that I bring into my home. For instance, when I go grocery shopping, it doesn't make sense for me to pile a bunch of ice cream in there, even though it might be Ben & Jerry's buy one, get one free from Publix. And, all your favorite flavors are there. Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to get it. And when people offer to buy you lunch or they offer to give you things, sure, it's really nice of them to do that, but choose the good, nice, nutritional health options. Don't go somewhere and say, you know what, I'm going to get the fattiest, cheesiest, saltiest meal that I can have and then go home and try to run 2 miles. Because that's not really, helping you because you've overloaded on calories. You have to have a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. So I'm saying all that to say this. Whatever it is that you are struggling with, you have to take it little pieces at a time. Because think about it. The struggle didn't begin as a big thing. It started off as small decisions. And every small decision snowballed into something larger. And once it continued to snowball, you got to the end where you said, oh, I can't do this. I can't turn back now. You know, I am where I am. And you have to start going back in the opposite direction, taking small bits of that snowball, which has become an avalanche, down to something that's more manageable, like a snowflake. So, like I said, take the time to give yourself some grace. Sit down and figure out what it is that you're struggling with. If you have some really good friends, people that you can talk to that will hold you accountable, speak it out loud. Ask them to become your accountability partner. And then hold them accountable for something as well. Make it a two-way street. Don't just be the only one that's looking at his phone like, oh, they're calling again to ask me about XYZ. No, you can call them as well, because everyone needs a little help. Everyone needs a little push every now and again, or a listening ear, if not a push so much. But it has to have balance. You can't be the one that's always asking folks to do something for you. It has to be some give and take. You have to want to give if you're going to take. So I'm challenging you this week, if you haven't found an accountability partner to attack something that's going on in your life, I say you should do it. Do it today. Don't wait. Because whatever it is will continue to linger on until you decide to take action against it one little bit at a time. Thank you so much for tuning in to Embracing the Fight. I am Erica Lamar, your digital creator and host. Have an amazing day.